Just take some deep breaths, in through your nose and out through your mouth. Make sure that you're breathing all the way down to your belly, and also breathe out from your belly. This is one way to release the tension in your body. Let go of your thoughts, thinking, planning, feeling, worry. Everything that you encountered since this morning, this past week, past month, that still lingers in the back of your mind, let it go. And tell yourself that you are safe. Tell your brain that you are safe. So it does not have to be in hypervigilant mode. Once you are done, then breathe normally through your nose. Allow your body to settle. Feel the contact between your posture and the surface that you are sitting on. Let's start with a smile. Notice how you feel and how that feeling affects your body. And see that your feeling and the sensations in your body are fading away. And see what you feel next. Let's continue with the same slow practice. First, notice your environment, the space surrounding your body. And use your body to feel the room temperature. With your awareness, let's check in with your mind, see how it is. Perhaps busy with thoughts, planning, thinking, wandering out of this room. You're feeling your emotion, your mood, your attitude at the moment. Notice what you can hear in each moment. Sound, noise, whether you are reacting or letting it be. Your sense of seeing, smell, and taste. These three senses during meditation are not active because there isn't anything to trigger them. and your sense of touch in the body. See how the clothes that you wear feel on your body, your skin. And any sensation or tension at the moment. The sense of practice helps you to stay grounded and centered, that you can do anywhere, anytime, so you don't get distracted easily or feel overwhelmed when you're being triggered. Let's bring your awareness to your breath. Let's spend 1 minute to just breathe. Breathe in, breathe out. When you're under a lot of stress, your body becomes distressed and it affects your internal organs. And that triggers the sympathetic nervous system. However, if you just sit back and relax and focus on the breath, in and out, it relaxes your body and calms your nervous system, and it brings about a state of resting, peaceful flow. If your mind is too active, wandering away, just bring it back. You can say peace when you breathe in, stress when you breathe out. As a way to ground your awareness in the breath. Keeping your awareness with the breath. Let's use this time to process the thoughts in your conscious mind. On average, we have some 50,000 thoughts per day. Most of these thoughts are not useful. Some could even be harmful. So let's use this time to unload and get rid of negative or harmful thoughts. Again, remind yourself to relax. Allow the thoughts to come up one at a time. And let go of thoughts that are negative or harmful. You can think of your awareness as light shining into your conscious mind. And you can clearly experience it. If you notice any negative self-talk, such as I hate myself, I don't like myself, I blame myself for everything, flush them out and promise yourself not to repeat them again. Anything that people did or said to you that was toxic, let that go. And let go of those individuals as well. Don't let them stay in your conscious mind. Let go of all your fears, worries. Fear of the future, fear of the unknown leads to anxiety, so let them go as well. Put aside all your planning. Put aside images of your loved ones when they appear. And see if there's any craving for pleasure through your five senses. Let it all go. Any clinging to someone who doesn't care about you, or a relationship that is not working. Let it go. Just notice that craving and clinging can lead to negative effect on your physical and mental health. Any anger, resentment, or hatred that you still hold from years back. Let it all go. Convince yourself or give yourself the power to let it all go. And this is how you purify your mind, just as you would clean your house, your room, your bed, and your body. You do the same for your conscious mind. The more thoughts you let go, the more spacious your mind is, and the more intense your light of awareness, and that is your light. Know how to maintain it from this moment to the next moment. As you let go of all these thoughts, see if you are able to notice a pattern of how they came about, a pattern of your past thinking with the intention behind it. A pattern of your past behavior, how you treat yourself and others with the intention behind it. That is your insight. You have a deeper understanding of your conscious mind. And based on your insight, you want to continue to do what's best for you and perhaps your family. Then in a sense, you are becoming your own therapist. So be open, be honest, and be objective, so that you can make better decisions for yourself right now. in each moment, and also for your future. Just now turn your attention to your feeling. See how you feel in each moment. Pleasant or unpleasant. You see that your feeling is constantly changing, fading away. And that your feeling gives rise to your emotion and also affecting your mood, your attitude. Know that no one can dictate how you feel. It's mostly your reaction, your past conditioning. Notice the mind chatter. Turn it off. And just turn your attention to your body using this light of awareness. Scan your body from head to toes. See what you learn about your body. If you notice any tension or physical pain, just sit with it. Be aware of it without judgment or questions. The tension or pain could disappear. It may stay the same, or it could become more intense. And that's how the body is. It does what it does. As you scan your body, do it with kind acceptance. Fully embrace your body as it is. And that you can figure out how to care for it. And in a sense, you're taking care of your physical health through the body scan. Just bring your awareness back to your breath. Let's just follow your breath in and out for a few seconds. Feel the flow of the air coming in and coming out through your nostrils. There is a pause between your in-breath and out-breath. See if you can notice it. Let's move on with the practice of loving kindness. Loving kindness is your ability, your mental skill to wish yourself well, healthy, and happy, and to fully embrace your body, all the physical parts as they are, with loving kindness. This is a mental training of the mind, and in the sense that you are planting the seed of loving kindness. So as you are sitting, you can repeat some of the following phrases. May I be healthy. May I know how to care for my physical health. May I be happy. May I know how to find joy and happiness from within, from my practice. May I let go of any anger, ill will, resentment, and hatred. May I be kind and loving to myself unconditionally. These are the phrases of loving kindness. Keep repeating them to replace the negative self-talk that you just let go. And allow these phrases to sink into your subconscious mind, so that your thinking, your speech and behavior are based on love and kindness without conditions. And notice your cherry mind. Try to turn it off. Notice how you feel when you wish yourself healthy and happy. And how that feeling affects your body at this moment. That triggers a variety of physiological sensations in the body, which is what we call emotions. Let's sit in silence for the next couple of minutes. Continue to offer yourself loving kindness. Let's check in with your mind, see how it is. Perhaps settle, clear spaces. Your feeling, your emotion, your mood, your attitude, and the qualities of mindfulness, concentration, patience, and loving kindness that you just cultivated.
Thank you very much. So I'm going to spend a little bit of time for all of us to interact and introduce yourself. Now, I'm actually doing a live cast on both Zoom and YouTube, so there are people out there joining us, especially my mother. She's my best student. So I just say that this is our first day in this facility. It's in Oakland, California, at the edge of Chinatown. So for those of you who are out there who are in the neighborhood and are interested in being part of the saga, you should either comment on YouTube, Facebook, whatever, or if you know my email address, you can correspond with me. My name is Danny Liu. I'm the co-instructor for our Sunday meditation retreat now. Every Sunday, starting at 9 o'clock. But usually we would do maybe an hour, 15, hour and a half, rotating between myself and my other co-instructor, Mr. Tian, who's a certified yoga teacher. I'll come back to the yoga part in a minute. And today our special guest is actually Bengo Dumont, who come up from Los Angeles just for this, to kick off our opening. He's the teacher of many of us, including my co-instructor Tian. And he's been a monk for 20 years, and he was an engineer before. He has a good history, but you could search for him. He has a lot of stuff. So with that, I'm gonna turn it over to Tim, my co-instructor, and let him introduce himself. Now, I'm not going to turn the camera, so we won't be in the camera, but your feedback and your interaction is very important, not just for yourself, but for the people outside. This is one of the things that we've been missing. I've been online now for over 4 years with a lot of students online, but we never get to be together, and it's hard for us to interact. So this will actually help all the people outside. Okay. So, Tim.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Tian Lin. As Daniel was saying, I'm the co-instructor, as the yoga instructor here. Very grateful to have Ben Di Hong here. I've been practicing yoga since 2018. I started my journey with yoga in the California State Prison, Solano, where I really got a chance to really discover how do I yoke the mind and body together? What does that actually mean for an individual? What does it mean when your mind and body is separate because of all the things that's going on around you? And when do you find that one place to find that sense of peace and center, whether it's through meditation, whether it's through mindful movement? How do you really connect the two, and what does it mean for you? That journey of discovery for me lasted for years, and I still do it today. And I would say that journey is an ongoing process and does not end at any time. I'm really grateful to be here and really to share the practice with everyone. So thank you.
Hello, you all. Excuse me. My name is Tommy Cross. I'm a colleague of the team. Thank you for inviting me. I'm happy to have the opportunity to get back into meditation. I haven't done much yoga, but I'm really excited about the Qigong. And just to get back into the breathing practices.
Hi everybody, my name is Gracie. I'm also Tian's colleague outside of this space. I'm a therapist, so I do a lot of meditative work with a lot of my clients, and I'm always trying to pain and more somatic syndrome issues, and just to bring awareness to your body and mind. So I'm really happy to be part of this and hope to take some of this with me to the service.
Hi, good morning, everyone. My name is Susan. I'm here with my husband. My husband has really encouraged me in doing a lot of meditation. Especially we're coming up on like our first year of being married together, and it takes a lot to really live with someone. And he's very encouraging in really trying to ground yourself, because especially I'm not used to being with someone almost 24/7. So he really encourages to bring presence to the mind, and he, told me to join him this morning and hopefully to continue this with you guys too in the future. Thank you.
And that's the husband. Talk about how the wife encouraged him.
Good morning, my name is Nathan Yu. I'm very grateful that Uncle Denny has shared that with Buddhism and meditation with me and introduced me to Hong. I'm very grateful to this evening. I have personally and observed in all of my loved ones, friends, and family how struggle can be damaging, how they endure. I'm reawakening to greater missions in order to share how powerful and healing this is. I need to personally develop myself and level up. And yes, I'm so grateful. Happy to be married, and I realize that once being a dream is it's a great and blessed reason to give yourself motivation to do better in many ways. Share with more friends, more colleagues. I've seen the struggle, and I want to find ways to help people.
That's Uncle Bill, so we keep it in the family.
I'm Bill Wayne. I'm from LA. I'm sitting today. So it's a good opportunity for me to actually physically be in the same room as the master. We've been doing some online stuff together, and so I've been meditating in the early days. But that was before I started my school. Now that I'm in school, I'm pretty much totally preoccupied by my schooling. So this is a good opportunity for me to at least the first step to get back into it. Okay, but thank you for the invitation. Thank you.
So Bill is very humble. He's actually studying to be a traditional Chinese medicine doctor. He's supposed to be all done with classes now. All he's doing is putting enough hours in the clinic before he gets his license. So hopefully he gets it before he dies. So we'll see what happens. But the thing is that he's actually my brother-in-law, and back in the days when we were in college, he was a year or two older. Now he's actually was studying at Cal State San Jose in Canada. So we have all these connections. So anyway, so we'll turn it over to Jin now.
Please do ready. Another thank you, round of applause for Hong for the meditation. We do appreciate it. So we did a lot of sitting down, grounding our attention, building that awareness. But really, all of it's about loving kindness to ourselves, to those around us, and to the universe around us. So I'm going to invite you all just to stand up. And I want to share that throughout this session, there's only one group agreement we have here, and it's really do what's best for you. So at any point you want to lay down, you want to take a seat, or you see me doing a movement, you're like, hey, that looks too much for me. You know what? I'm going to do a different version, or hey, I'm just going to lay down. Feel free to do so. So with that, we're going to continue a little bit of the mindfulness that Dee was cultivating throughout this whole process. So let's go to the back of our mats. We're just going to stand here, palms open wide in front of us. From here, let's just feel our toes, our feet, as it grips the mat underneath us. It's a subtle movement. And with our next inhale, when we bring our toes, just lift them off the mat. And as we exhale, release our toes. Inhaling toes up. Exhale and release. Inhaling toes up. Exhale, release. Let's go for one more time. Inhaling toes up. And exhale and release. And next, we're just going to do a mindful walk to the front of our mats. With every lift of every part of our foot, we're just going to name it. Maybe it's the ball of our feet, maybe it's the heel. But really just taking your time to walk to that front of the mat. When you finally reach the front, just ground yourself once again, gripping your feet to the earth beneath us. And when you're ready, we're going to do that same mindful walk to the back of our mats one more time. This time, noticing for ourselves any difference. When we reach the back of our mats, once again, just grounding ourselves, feet gripping the mat, maybe a slight bounce in our knees, just to get our balance. Then relax your arms by your side. What we'll do next is, with our next inhale, we drop our chin to our chest. We're just going to slowly rotate our necks, drawing a beautiful circle with our chin. And when you're ready, changing directions. And at your own time, slowly coming to a pause. And throughout the day, there's a lot of stress that builds up on our shoulders. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a deep inhale, bring the shoulders all the way up to our ears. And as we exhale, we can exhale. Inhaling up. Exhaling. Inhaling. Exhaling. Let's go one more time. Inhaling up. And exhale. Next, we're going to give our back a slight massage on our upper backs. We'll go ahead and inhale, bring those shoulders back up again. And for the exhale, this time we're going to pull the shoulder blades together and really draw it down, just really giving ourselves that back massage. Inhaling up. Exhaling. Inhaling. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And on this next one, we're going to inhale up. This time we're going to just round our shoulders forward, just coming on to the different direction. Inhaling up. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Just one more time. Inhale up. And exhale. Alright. Can't just maybe one step to the middle of your mat. Just making sure there's enough space between you and your neighbor. We're going to do what I like to call ring the Shaolin bell. So we're just going to slowly rotate our bodies, just bringing that energy to our kidneys, just giving it that tap. Let's go ahead and bring that same energy up to our chest. Up to our shoulders. Down to our chest, to our kidneys, and at your own patience, slowly come to a pause. Let's go ahead and bring our big toes together. We're going to take our hands and we're going to place them slightly on top of our knees. We're just going to slowly create circles with our knees, really getting the fluids going. Let's go ahead and change directions. And when you're ready, slowly come on up. Alright, let's go ahead and take a step forward with our left foot. We're just going to bring some awareness and love to our ankles. Just drawing those circles. Let's go ahead and change directions. And slowly step up. What we do on one side, we do the other. So right foot in. Let's go ahead and give that same love to the right foot. Let's go ahead and change directions. And when you're ready, come on. This next portion, really move as freely as you can. We're just going to start with a slight jog. Maybe just draw into your mind the stressors, the week. Really allowing yourselves to release it into the mat underneath you. Maybe it's a shaking of your hands. Maybe you're picking up the pace. Maybe you're releasing it from your shoulders. Just allow yourself to let go. I'll encourage you, maybe look to your left, look to your right, see your neighbors, maybe give them a smile. And we're ready, just slowing down that pace. Alright. Just finding that grounded position once again. I encourage you to step to the front of your mat as slow as you can. And we'll move into some half sun salutations. With a deep inhale, you're going to inhale all the way up. Really stretch as tall as you can. Imagine you're reaching for the stars above. And as you exhale, you're going to dive forward into our first forward fold. A few breaths here. And for some of us, maybe we can take our hands, grab our elbows, and really allowing our upper bodies just to hang over our legs. If you feel any tension in your neck, maybe it's a shaking of the head. And when you're ready, if you had your arms crossed, slowly allow them to just touch the mat if you can. Maybe it's your feet, maybe it's your shins. And with our next inhale, we're going to take our hands, place them onto the top of our shins. We're going to gaze forward, coming into what's known as halfway lift. And as we exhale, we'll fold back forward. We're going to do this dynamic motion for a few breaths. So inhale, hands on shins, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhaling, hands on shins. Exhale, forward fold. One more time. Inhaling, hands on shins. And exhale, forward fold. On our next inhale, just as we mindfully walk to the front of our mat, we're going to slowly rise all the way up, allowing one vertebrae to stack on each other. Just reaching for those stars once again. And as we exhale, we place our palms together, bring it to heart center. Couple breaths here. From here, we'll move into a few more half sun salutations. Really, you can move at your own breath. Inhaling, arms up. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhaling, hands on shins. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhaling all the way up. Exhaling, and circle. Inhaling, arms up. Exhaling. Inhaling, shins. Exhaling, fold. Inhaling all the way up. Exhale. Let's go one more time. Inhaling up. Exhaling, forward fold. Inhaling, hands on shins. Exhaling, fold. Inhaling all the way. And exhale. We built some energy there. We'll be moving into our full sun salutation, variation C. And for our next inhale all the way up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhaling, hands on shins. This time when we exhale, we're going to release our hands down to the mat. For some of us, feel free to watch me first. We're going to come into a plank. Some of us might be on our knees, and some of us might be on our toes. Just discovering what works best for you. And remembering this is a no judgment zone. From here, just want to pay attention to your breath. You'll also notice the heat, also known as tapas, build, whether it's in your shoulders, your hands, your toes. Maybe you're feeling that activation in the core. Let's go ahead and take a deep inhale. And as we exhale, can we pitch our toes forward? Slowly bring our bodies all the way down. Flatten out our feet. We're just gonna play with the back of our feet. We're just gonna slap them right onto the mat. Bring that energy back. And slowly come to a pause. And with our next inhale, we're gonna slowly come up to what's known as a baby cobra. So squeeze our shoulder blades together. And exhale, coming back down. And we'll move into this dynamic motion for a few breaths. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And this next inhale, can you come up a little higher on that baby cobra? And exhale. Let's try one more. Inhaling up. Exhaling. Just allow our bodies to rest here for a couple breaths. And when you're ready, we're going to curl our toes underneath us. We're going to take a deep inhale as we push ourselves back up to plank. And with an exhale, let's pitch our hips back into our first downward dog. For some, it might be have one knee down, two knees, just find what works best for you. Couple breaths there. Taking this chance to really cultivate that awareness. Where's that heat building in our bodies? On your next inhale, inhale, look forward. Exhale, step forward. Inhale, hands on chin, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhaling onto all the way up. Reaching for those stars. And exhale, hands to the earth. Let's go ahead and release those arms and hands by our side. Really coming into our mountain pose here. In this pose, you're just really imagining an invisible string is at the top of your head, really drawing yourselves to the center of the universe. And when you're ready, go ahead and inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, hands on shins. Exhale, plant those hands down to step back into a plank. Inhale, shift your toes forward, coming all the way down. And inhale, and we'll back up to our cobra. From here, we're going to do a quick transition. We're going to drop back onto your knees. Coming into our child's pose. Really allowing ourselves to rest here. And when you're ready, slowly come up onto all fours. Find yourself in this natural tabletop position. And with our next inhale, we're just going to inhale, draw the shoulder blades together, and just gaze up at the ceiling, coming into what's known as cow. And as we exhale, we're gonna draw that chin to our chest, grounding our backs. So we're gonna cat. Inhale into cow. Exhale, cat. Inhaling. Exhaling. Let's go one more. Inhaling up. And exhaling. And let's go ahead and release into a natural tabletop. We spend some time with our planks building up our core. We're going to move right into what's called sunbird. And for our next inhale, it's going to be left hand up, right leg up. For some of us, maybe it's one knee down and just lifting the foot up. Couple breaths here. This is really where you're building up that energy. And with an exhale, let's go ahead and just allow that hand to come down, that knee come down. Maybe shake out your hands a little. You feel the energy there. And when you're ready, just come right back onto the mat on all fours. For inhale, go ahead and right hand, left foot up. Just allowing our breath to really guide us here. And with our next exhale, it's going to slowly allow those hands to come down, that left knee to come down. Maybe it's shaking out the hands again. And slowly plant those hands back onto all fours. And then we're going to curl our toes underneath us, preparing for our next downward dog. Just going to shift our hips towards our heels. And slowly rise up to the downward dog. And you might notice, hey, maybe it's a pebble on my feet. I release any tension in my calves. And when you're ready, slowly come into a pause of your pedaling feet. And with an inhale, we're going to come onto the balls of our feet. Exhale, we're going to draw our heels as close to the mat as we can. We're just going to follow that in bending motion for a couple breaths. Inhaling on your toes. Exhale. Inhaling toes. And exhale. And for your next inhale, we're going to take our knees, drop a mat width apart, and placing our big toes together. Drop our hips back into a child's pose. Take this few breaths here to really allow your body to really sink into the mat. And at your own pace, come right on up. Bring those knees back underneath our hips. Curl our toes underneath us. And just drop those hips right back up to a downward dog. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step forward. Come into our forward fold here. Inhale, hands on shins, backward lift. Exhale, forward fold. And inhale is coming all the way up. And exhale, hands to the earth. Rest here. And when you're ready, you're just going to drop your hands by your side. Go ahead and just make sure you have a firm grip onto the mat. Turn so that our palms are facing the ground. We're going to just touch the middle fingers together. And we're going to inhale, bring those hands up all the way to our chest. And with an exhale, we're going to take a step back with the right leg. Be as wide as you want. Let's go ahead and open those arms up into T. Really just gazing your eyes at those fingers in front of you. Coming to what's known as a warrior T. Few breaths here. And challenge you with some subtle movements. You really rotate your back leg. You'll feel your hamstrings activate. And with your next inhale, we're going to do a reverse warrior. So just watch me first. We're going to take our right hand, place it on the back of that thigh, and the left hand up. Just same thing, eyes gaze at those fingers. And as we exhale, we're going to move right back into a warrior T. So that'll be our dynamic motion there. Inhaling, reverse warrior. Exhaling, warrior T. Inhaling, reverse. Exhaling, warrior T. One more. Inhaling. Exhale. Great job, everybody. And with that, let's go ahead and just slowly allow our arms to come down. We're going to straighten out both legs. We're just going to take that right leg to step forward. And what we do on one side, we'll do to the other side. So just grounding ourselves once again. If you need to loosen those ankles, go ahead and shake them out. And we're ready for all meet at this grounded position. And we're going to turn those palms once again towards the ground, touching those middle fingers. We're going to inhale, bringing those hands up to our chest, and exhale, take that step back, open into T, really coming into this warrior T. Just finding that energy coming from our feet, our hamstrings, our glutes. We'll slowly move into our reverse warrior here. Then inhale, let's go ahead and place that left hand down, right hand up, and just gazing up at those fingers. Exhale, warrior two. Inhaling up. Exhaling. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. And slowly release those arms. So straighten out that right leg. We're just going to take that same step forward. some new energy in you, so let's just shake it off a little. Alright, we'll be moving right into our peak pose. For every yoga practice, there's a peak pose that really cultivates all the energy you've been building into one move. So for that, we're going to prepare just by finding that same grounded stance we've been doing throughout the session. This time we're going to shift all our weight to the left foot. Just noticing that change there. We're going to slowly, maybe you're on your toes maybe you can completely lift your feet off the ground, the right foot. Whatever works best for you. Just noticing that energy build on that left foot. Alright, let's come on down. Let me shake it out a little. Back to that grounded stance. And with an inhale, shift that weight to the right foot. Let's do the same thing here. Maybe you're on your toes, maybe completely lifting off your foot. Just noticing what works best for yourselves. And when you're ready, just go ahead and slowly release. As we prepare for our peak pose. Some of you may know this as tree pose. And I'll do a few demonstrations of different variations for everybody. So you'll do the same thing, you'll shift all your weight to the left foot. For some folks, maybe it's just here, allowing your foot to rest, and this is good enough. You can place your hands here, you can place them here, or you can open up into a beautiful tree. For others, you might come up here. I would highly discourage just anything around the knee. Just don't put pressure on your knee because it can be damaging. So do what's most comfortable for you. Just avoid the knee. Alright, so let's go ahead and shift that weight to our left foot. And slowly, just finding that balance. Find whatever works best for you. Placing those palms together. Maybe you're ready to say, hey, I want to open up to a big spacious tree. Maybe it's finding your focal point in the ground, something that keeps you steady. And when you're ready, just slowly bring those hands back down. Just allow them to rest by your sides. And just plant both feet back down. That's how you clench it out. Alright, back to our grounded position. We're going to shift to our right foot this time. You might notice maybe your right foot's a little different than the left. Feel free just to maneuver the way you like. So let's go ahead and inhale. Maybe it's here, maybe it's here. Whatever works best for you. Taking this time to really notice. Maybe one side could be very different from the other. Or maybe they're the same. Maybe just drawing those hands to the heart. Maybe it's opening up. Leaves to grow. And you're ready to place those hands back at heart. And exhale, relax. Release those hands, release the feet. And you just allow yourself to shake it. When you're ready, let's go ahead and step mat width apart. And we're going to just, maybe there's a slight bounce in the knees, really grounding yourselves here. We're going to inhale. And as we exhale, we're just going to make a little waterfall with our hands. Just imagine you're picking up water, you're really scooping it up, and just giving it to the universe, spreading it out wide, and bringing it back to our center. Let's do that one more time. Inhale all the way up. Just dropping down, scoop up that water there, bringing it up, just sharing it with the universe around us, and then bringing that love right back to our center. This next portion, you can slowly drop, either place your hands down to the ground, to your mat, or maybe it's placing your hands together, putting those elbows right in between our thighs. And for those of us who have a desk job, you might notice a lot of tightness in the hips. So you might maybe just slowly swing left and right. Anytime, just feel free. You can place your hands down, whatever works best for you. We're just opening up our hips here. And ready, slowly come to a pause. I'm going to take our hands, place it right behind us, come into a seat. Just making sure our legs are in front of us. We're just going to slowly recline on our backs. You notice the legs are still bent. If you can, maybe take your heels, place them closer to your glutes. You just place your hands by your side. Move into some gentle bridges. Feel free to watch me first. With an inhale, what you'll do is you'll bring your hips up as you draw your shoulder blades together. It may help if you grab the sides of your mat and you're squeezing them. And as you exhale, you slowly allow each vertebrae to touch the mat one at a time. Alright, let's go ahead and do it together. Inhaling, bring those hips up, squeezing the mat, drawing the shoulder blades together. And exhale, releasing one vertebrae down at a time. Inhaling up. Exhaling. Inhaling. Exhaling. One more time. Inhaling up. This time at the inhale, I'm just going to hold it there for one whole breath. And as your next exhale, slowly release down to the mat. If you're gripping the mat, just release it. From here, bring your knees all the way to your chest. And you're just going to give your legs a gentle hug. Maybe you notice, ooh, something's pressing against my lower back. Maybe I want to just rock left and right. Give that lower back a massage. And slowly come to a pause if you're rocking. And with our next inhale, we're going to lift the knees up. We'll open our arms into T. And as we exhale, we're going to drop the knees to the left. I notice there's a nice stretch going on there. And if you want to challenge yourself, you could take your left hand, place it on the right knee, and just a slight encouragement for a deeper twist. And when you're ready, inhaling, bring those knees back up. Exhaling, and drop the knees to the right. you want to encourage a deeper twist, just taking that right hand, placing it on top of the left knee. And when you're ready, inhaling, knees back up. And slowly plant the soles of your feet back down. And from here, we're going to take the right foot. We're just going to cross it over that left thigh. Feel free to take a look here. You notice there might be a triangle right in between your legs. With an inhale, you'll lift up that left leg. You might notice a stretch already there. Or a deeper stretch, you might challenge yourself by taking your right hand, just placing it between that triangle you created for yourself, grabbing onto that left shin. You're just really going to draw that left leg towards your chest. You might notice this hip opener going on here. And when you're ready, slowly release that left leg down, uncross that right leg. And what we do on one side, we do the other. Taking that left foot, crossing over the right leg, creating that same triangle right in between your legs. And as we inhale, just go ahead and inhale, bring that right leg up. For some, this might be enough. And if you want to challenge yourself, reach that left hand to that triangle, grabbing that right shin, and just drawing that right leg towards your chest. If you notice any openings in your body, you breathe the breath of life right into that area. And when you're ready, slowly tighten that right foot down, uncrossing that left foot, placing it into the ground. From here, we're just going to allow our legs to stretch all the way out. Just imagine you're standing as tall as you can while you're laying down. Placing your hands by your side, palms facing up. Move into that same subtle motion we did in the very beginning. With an inhale, we curl our toes with it pointing back towards our head. And as we exhale, we release. Inhale, curling your toes. Exhale, release. Inhale, curling your toes. Exhale, release. One more time. Inhale, curling. Exhale, release. And as we prepare for our final pose, the corpse pose, we'll add a subtle movement. Maybe it's taking your hands, making a pillow behind your head. You might notice how your neck stands taller As we do that, can we slowly pull on our necks, slowly placing our hands, heads down, just returning those hands by our sides, palms facing up. As we enter our final corpse pose, you can close your eyes if you're comfortable. Taking this time to discover all the cultivation of mindfulness that we've done, into noticing how as we inhale, our bellies rise, and as we exhale, just noticing for our bellies how it really draws closer and closer to the mat as we exhale. We'll be in this corpse pose for about the next 4 minutes. Let's go ahead and slowly bring our awareness back into the room. If your eyes were closed, gently open them. Let's go ahead and start by wiggling our toes, our fingers, just bringing our presence back into this moment. And when you're ready, you're gonna roll over to one side, make a pillow with your arms. And at your own pace, use your left hand to slowly prop yourselves up. Coming into our final seated position. You can place your hands on your laps, wherever works best for you. And just building on Venerable D Hong's meditation practice and transitioning over to Denny's practice. Just gonna do a couple of breaths here. And for our last few breaths, for our next inhale, we just say silently to ourselves this moment. As we exhale silently to ourselves, wonderful moment. Just repeating that to yourselves for 2 more breaths. And when you finish that second breath, just return to normal breathing. And we'll end every practice, as we always do. May the light in me shine with the light in you. Namaste. Thank you everybody for your practice today.
Once again, I encourage interactions, not just for ourselves, but for the students outside. And so, this is for it's not. This is, like I said, this is just the first day. And I know this is something you have experience practicing. Maybe you just go down and just interact a little.
Yeah, so, in this time across, I have not done much yoga. And each time that I do it, I enjoy it. And it reminds me how strenuous it can be. But it's good for and it's good practice. I think I'm going to get more into it. Thank you, TN, for your great instruction.
Okay. Yeah, don't be afraid to express yourself, especially for the benefit of others.
Yeah, well, I didn't, like, it really grounded me, like, this session today. It takes away a lot of, like, things that I've been carrying in my mind lately. The session really encouraged you to, like, feel the earth that's beneath you, and I highly encourage it to everybody. Because we get caught up in our everydays and we just forget to center ourselves a lot of the time. And so, yeah, I encourage it.
I so a little bit just watching YouTube videos, but it's very different being in community. I think it's more my experience. Something about I also just within my work and in my personal life was a lot of mindful walking. And I really encourage my clients to walk really slowly and be mindful of their surroundings.
My name is G. You now convinced me to do yoga. It's not that I don't want to, it's just I have so much to do. I only do some movements and that Danny showed me. But when we were lying down with my right leg crossed on my left thigh, and I felt so much tension right here that I have held for a tissue. So I have on both sides, So I guess I have to do more of that. But thank you.
I highly encourage everyone to join our asana and our yoga group. It's like playing music. You might be doing it on your own, but the positive effects are exponential. Shared physical space and community with people as well. So it's a big difference as great as it is for watching it happen. It's practicing your music, but it's like getting outside of really great
Okay, thanks again for the yoga session. I used to be going to the yoga session as a stress relief after my classes. But then once I moved out to closer to school, so I couldn't go anywhere. So this brings me back again to doing it again, and really feel the all the muscle that I didn't know I still have.
Okay, so I have the last one. Is it okay if I tell you how I really feel? Because I hate it. I hate it because it reminds me of my 70th birthday coming up. And every part of my body hurts. But the Chinese actually, stretching, and of course you do more than that. You do a lot of meditation and breathing and all that. But the whole point there is built on stretching your tendon and your muscle. And the Chinese actually have a very simple saying. It says, for every inch that you stretch, you gain 10 years in your life. It's that important. So thank you for that. So now give me some motivation to continue to remind myself how I am. Okay, so why don't we take a 10-minute bio break? Okay, so we have one bathroom, unisex. For those of you who are adventurous, you can actually do it outside or show the neighbors do it. Okay, so let's take a 10-minute bio break. Okay, all right, and then we'll continue. We'll do a Qigong meditation.
If there's only one person in the room that's falling asleep, close the falls asleep.
Yeah, because that's the
All this energy building and their minds now. Even if you're in a room like strangers that you don't know, but after a session, my body is telling me.
not experience.
Yeah, in January.
At least
So some of it, so my yoga is so yoga for me is like not a fixed thing. It's not because I come from a certain lineage. I do come from a certain lineage of Raja yoga. But then I realized all my different experiences. Some of it's even from my work. Yes, it's great to learn from all these different teachers. I want to make it my own. So I just use different artists.
so that makes sense.
I learned from this thing.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
Do you guys see the
I brought all of it.
Yeah, I can say that.
kimchi pastry.
Oh.
Anything here. Chasing the pastry. It's from are you guys local?
Yeah, pretty local.
Yeah, they're from Bake Some.
Okay, okay.
They're from Bake Some.
Thank
From
you.
Brown.
Yeah, so this is,
It's Canadian.
okay.
But I'm also kind of working. I'm like, you met Ben? Pretty much fun.
Oh, yeah, okay,
Yeah,
okay.
so he's been and man space all that. So I'm trying to coordinate with what are some other options we do here, but also support the community.
And they're very, very intelligent to me, but like I feel like this is really nice. I've actually to meet all our younger cousins. Of course, they're youngers are busy, but I have my friends as well. They're our age, and they see the benefits. They just need to like also taste it all the time.
I had a group of folks that wanted to come, but I was like, since Dave was speaking, so I was like, I didn't want to bring so many people that were getting crowded.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I think you can schedule on different,
Because I think this is like 30 plus.
That's good.
Hey, let's do a picture for that. We can just shoot, yeah, I think it should be back over here. Yeah. I think this is back. Okay, yeah, please. Thank you. I just, would you want these left or this channel?
You want to eat it?
I have one at home.
So I'm actually leaning on the blocks here.
Yeah, you can take that picture.
Asian women own music, only Asian women. But I say that it's next. Is there a runner? They go into the community.
Oh, awesome.
I usually go out and pass it. Those are runners.
That's awesome.
Yeah, actually, I was in that office. Actually, can you see this, the Oakland hotel? That's part of our office. With the family bridges. So we have an office right here, and the office that I work out of is right in front of City Hall. Yeah. But all these locations are all our partners. That originally came similar to D. I think like what Daniel was saying about, I think Bill. Yeah, I went to school for as a mechanical engineer, went into engineering, and shifted over now to nonprofit, which is completely different. I mean, there's a lack of funding. Things are completely different in nonprofit. Not a structure. Sometimes you don't understand why things are so inefficient.
Because you're paving the way.
You're paving the way. So the purpose of it is so rewarding. Being able to say, hey, I can see the impacts. Pretty much. It's feels like a startup every day.
Yeah,
Even though our organization is 57 years old, I feel like it's a startup still every day.
I think it's okay to have always a humble mindset.
And Tommy actually works with me. Gracie's my partner.
The pictures are really good. That's good. You should ask them for business cards if they donate so much to you.
Oh yeah. I'm passing them out so much. They're like, hey, we're gonna have to fix the floor.
No, it's okay. Phase one, it tastes good now. Watch out, the cards are.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask them for stickers. They're actually opening another location in Alameda.
Right.
It's gonna be opening in June or July. Her work business, I drop off the box almost every week.
We also have lots of photos too. And berries.
It's curious every time you see me.
You don't show up when we get called, well, for, are you okay, Tim?
Her work was asking me to come to the potluck and said, is it healthy?
I know, especially this last time they were really curious because we're switching into very a bigger hall.
They're also trying to make sure the relationship lasts.
Yes.
As long as the pastries last for
Yeah,
right? Right?
and following.
But then just curious.
The box, great one. What's plan for retirement? What's your plan for retirement?
Meditate more. I will be on a retreat and I'm gonna do a podcast or something. But something that we need to do. A lot of people just focus on the re-entry. They don't focus on helping the kids who are in trouble. You know, you can help those kids from causing harm, right? We wouldn't have to do any of this. Yeah, I ran into one of the Dara, Dara release with the right? He says, oh, here in this world, that's how I'm you can actually start doing the re-entry. There's so many people doing this. So it gets in trouble, right? That's the key. That's one thing that I want to focus on. But I wanted to work also. I had that on this look at that sort of parenting, so that we catch up to principle background. That should apply to all cultures, right? Because if you look at let's keep the kid there.
Retirement or you're going into a different profession.
I need to, yeah, I think I feel the need for that because parents or potential parents need to be educated. It's not okay to be out with kids. It's common, it's common, but it's not okay.
Yeah.
Because actually, I'm trying to link to the Great Depression, where people, up until 2000, or actually during the Great Depression, I don't know if you guys know, I wasn't around yet, but during the Great Depression, a lot of people, they had kids, they got them outside the
There's a
school.
lot of orphanages, transit orphanages in the Midwest.
Yeah, they were no adoption. So, hey, you go pick up the kids. My adopted father, his father was born and was done outside. So, yeah, they were supposed to be grabbing the kids. And it wasn't until 1998 that there was a study by Dr. Vincetti, the ACEs test force. He was published that. I think that's people who became aware and plus the book about the kids in school, right? There's a still. It's not okay. It's common, but it's still happening. But that's the one thing that I like to do to say, hey.
This super documenting lack of education.
Yeah.
Even lack of culture.
Yeah,
And you just get from your culture common times, right? You're faced with the survivalness of okay, you're not in the community, you don't know better.
Yeah, and it's across all cultures, all ethnicities, even income level, even right middle. The study, the ACEs for the study was, they did it on the white middle class. So imagine the people of color, the poor, Native American, it's even worse. Yeah. So that's the one thing that I want to focus on. Maybe we should hook up and get it together.
Yeah, very sure.
That's very inspiring.
That's not good. Yeah, we need to educate. And this should be done at churches, temples, synagogues, mosques, right? Because the thing is, the people in religion, they need to know that. I talked to a volunteer who was in more than 10 years. He's Mormon, at the women's prison. He said, I think the kids at school, what's that? It's weird. Then you know how to serve the population better. So
Interesting that you bring it up because I don't work my kids on thank you. But coming up, I would get bookings, but I knew why. So it was never like, I feel like it was a piece. I knew like this deserve.
That's a problem. Yeah, but you know, we don't deserve it. No kids deserve it no matter how bad on this behavior is. Okay, this is so. Thank you.
Welcome back, everybody. So, I kind of signaled to everybody that we're going to get started because I don't want to miss my lunch.
Yeah, because I need to get five back.
No, we got time for that.
Okay.
So when we get started and we were introducing each other, and Tommy says, "Oh, I'm excited. I'm looking forward to doing some qigong." And I was thinking, "Okay, I better find out what qigong is." But I'll come to that. I'm going to make an attempt to get into that. But I want to go back to something I heard Tian say about the yoga exercise. They used to yoke. Using yoke my mind and my body together. So it turns out that a lot of the Buddhist teaching have reference yoga, but it references not yoga, the English word, but it references yuja, the Sanskrit word. And yuja has a very simple meaning. It means yoke. It came from that piece of wood that they put in front of the two oxen in North India. And the whole idea is that the yoke, the piece of wood that they put in front of the animal, is to synchronize the movement. And so the whole concept of yoga, whether it is in the Western tradition or in the Eastern tradition, is really about bringing the mind and the body together. And not just to bring them together, but to open up the possibility that there are multiple dimensions to our existence. That our existence is not just in the physicality, that it could be in the mind, it could be in energy. Right? So in fact, the Northern Chinese, the Northern Indians, they divide it into 5. So they refer for the first one, the food body. Everything that you have here come from the earth. So you're gonna have to return it. That's the part of the book. You know, you're gonna come for that, right? So everything that is physical body about you is for the food body. That's like the first layer of your existence. And then in there is your thinking mind. And then in there is the energy. And that's kind of close to what we talk about in Qigong, is the energy. Qi is life energy. And then there's also inside is your identity. And so right now, when you open the door, you're faced with the reality, you know what's happening out there. There's a lot of conflict in identity. Conflict is before that, before. We are in conflict, right? So that's identity. And then finally is what we call karma, which is more difficult to understand. But the point is that it's all about bringing your body and your mind together, yoking your body and your mind. That's what yuja means, that's what yoga means. So in fact, in the US, what's popular or popularized is one form of the yoga practice. And it's actually called the 8 limbs of yoga. If you bring them all together, it's not just about the body, it's not just about the energy, it's not just about it's actually a spiritual practice. And so when you have time, when you get back home, you look it up, 8 limbs of yoga. And in that, you will find one limb, one branch of the practice called asana, the calibration of the body. Right? So it says, my body is our calibration. So you really do more, right? And I don't even know what the standard is, I've never done this. So at some point, I'm going to have to figure out how to calibrate the body. So that's what's called asana. Another limb is called pranayama. Yama means practice, prana means breathing. So Tim already did a lot of breathing exercise. So when you talk about qi gong, the word qi is written either one or 2 ways. The most popular way is a combination of 2 words. One means air and one means rise. So it's basically the air that you breathe and the nutrients that you receive and how that creates energy. So simplest form is just that. There's no complicated form.
form. And the way it's written, again, comes from two words. The first one, if you work it up, it means the energy that is between earth and heaven. So in that case, Qigong means something much more profound. And that end is related to the North Indian, the yogis. They think of the energies in the universe, and we just happen to be a being. You know, we focus so much on being human, we forgot that we are a being. We're just part of the universe. There are a lot more beings out there, and we just happen to share a habitat. And so the North Indians, they think of these energies, and they call it nadi. And it was a very complicated system, it's 74,000 nadis. So look it up, nadis. And so a lot of people who practice yoga know of chakra. And so they believe that where these lines crosses, that's the chakra. People think that there are 7 chakras, but in fact, if you practice yoga spiritually, there are 108. Some of them are beyond the physical existence, right? So in that case, when that kind of science and methodologies came to China, keep in mind that Buddha himself was a yogi. And Bodhidharma, the originator of Zen meditation, was a yogi. So all that technique, all that knowledge was brought to China. Chinese have traditionally, for thousands of years, interested in astrology. And so when they look at this complicated system, they simplify it in terms of the rise of the sun and the falling of the sun. So in that case, it became known as the meridians. So, but it's the same, it's really energies within us, not necessarily by the energies that we create, but by the energies that we happen to be part of. So then when you talk about Qigong, it's the best explanation I can give you, is that it starts with breathing, but it ends with something else. Much more profound. All right, so now we're going to learn to do that. So in that case, what Dean just taught us what I'm about to do are really, in one way, just the 8 limbs of the yoga. Coming from asana, pranayama, calibration of the body, calibration of the breath, and then calibration of the mind. And then perhaps with time we talk about another branch called jhana. And when that came to China, we call it China. And then on, we simplified it to China. And then when we went to Japan, it's called Zen. That's all. Okay? Alright, so we're going to continue with Tian, and we're going to work on some joint exercise. And the reason that we work with joint exercise is that this particular form of pranayama looks very, very similar to Tai Chi. Okay? Except that we will call it no thinking Tai Chi. Now, I'll come to that in a minute. Why is it so important that we do no thinking? No thinking means no judgment. Now, when you do Tai Chi, you work with the energies that are flowing in the body, and the bottlenecks are the joints. So you have 6 joints. You have the wrist, the elbow, the shoulder. Back in the days, we used to call 4. So that's just the one part of the body. The other part of the body, the correspondence are the heel, the knee, and the hip. So we're going to do all 6 joints just to warm up, but it's not just to warm up the body, it's to warm up the mind. So I want you to, when I say warm up the mind, I'm talking about joining or yoking your mind and your body. I call this anchor. You need to learn to anchor your body. And from that, you can learn to anchor your mind. And how important is anchoring? Imagine you're a small boat in the middle of the ocean, and there comes a storm. And the way that you can save yourself is by anchoring. And that's really what it's all about. That once we get out of this world, we're facing the reality of the world. We need to anchor our mind somewhere. And for us, the practice is very simple. You either anchor it on the mind, just like Tim's asked you to do, and focus on the bottom of the feet, focus on the finger, or you anchor it on the breath, one or the other. So I want you to anchor your mind on on the bottom of your spine. I want you to walk up the spine slowly, and as you walk towards the top of the head, I want you to stretch the spine. I don't want you to do it in one shot, but I want you to imagine all the joints that are in your spine, and I want you to stretch one and every one of them, one at a time towards the top of your head. Stretch it as hard as you can. I want you to lean back. As you lean back, I want you to continue to observe the change in the body. I want you to feel the lightness as you lean back, because you're now putting the weight of the upper torso on your spine, and you're not using any back muscle. That's why you feel lighter. I want you to focus on your shoulder. I want you to lift up that shoulder as high as you can. Now I want you to open that shoulder as if you're squeezing a tennis ball in your back. And then I want you to relax the shoulder. Relax the torso. Now I want you to focus on your arm, your arm, starting with the shoulder, the elbow, the wrist. And I want you to anchor your mind on the center of your arm. Close your eye. Bring up your hand, mind, body together, up to the shoulder. We're going to start with the wrist. I want you to focus on the wrist. I want you to turn that wrist one at a time. I want you to turn it very slow, but very mindful. I want you to identify that every time you turn, there's a beginning, and then there is an end. In the beginning, I want you to practice something called determination parallel, which is where you said to yourself, I want to commit myself. I want to focus on the wrist as I turn, from the beginning to the end. But your commitment, your determination is only for one turn. So it's a micro commitment. But that's okay. When you get to the end, that's the time when you say, oh, that was good. I did that. That was one entire turn where my mind was exactly where it's supposed to be. But when you get to the end, you would say, I'm going to do this one more time. Just one more. And I'm going to turn it in. And that's how you stay focused. One turn at a time. Now I'm going to go the other way. Again, you focus on the wrist, but this time I ask you to feel the change in your body. As I turn, do I feel some heat, some pain, some numbness, some redness? Whatever it is, just feel it without judging it. I don't want you to say, well, that was good. No, just feel it. One turn at a time. Now I want you to bring down the hand, but I want you to bring it down the same way you brought it up, which is to focus on the center of the palm. I want you to come back to the back of the lower part of your spine. I want you to stretch your spine upward. I want you to raise the shoulder, turn the shoulder back, relax the shoulder. We're going from the wrist to the elbows, so back to the hands, bring it up. Now I want you to turn the elbow, just turn one turn at a time. Again, identify the beginning, identify the end. At the beginning, you said to yourself, I'm committing to this. My mind has to stay focused on my elbow, just from the beginning to the end. And then when you get to the end, you said to yourself, I'm recommitting. But only one turn. Only one turn. I hope the other way. One turn at a time. One turn at a time. One turn at a time. Observe the change in the body. Now I'm going to lower my hand. So back to the center of the palm of the hand, bring it down. Stretch my spine, lift up my shoulder, open my shoulder, lean back, and then relax. Now we're going from the wrist to the elbow to the shoulder. I want you to focus on the center of the arm again, center of the hand again. I want you to bring up the hand, but this time I'm going to cross the hand. Very slowly, very mindfully. Hand is in front of me, hand is on top of me. Now I'm going to stretch, I'm going to point the fingers towards the ceiling, stretch as hard as we can. But before I come down, I better anchor my mind on the center of my palm. I turn it with the palm outward, open my shoulder. I feel the pain on my shoulder. Oh, I'm going to let go of the pain. I'm going to let go of the pain. I'm going to anchor my mind on the center of my palm. I'm going to let that pain go. The pain was there, but it's no longer there. So don't get attached to the pain. Feel the pain. Let go of the pain, back to the center of the palm. Stretch, point the fingers upward, open the hand, palm goes outside. Feel the pain on your shoulder. Let go of that pain. Let go of the pain. If you don't let go of the pain becomes suffering. That's what suffering is. It's just you get so attached to it. You don't want to let it go. You gotta let it go. One more time. Stretch. Palm facing forward. Relax. Now I'm going to do the other way. Open first. Bring it up. Stretch. Bring it back down. Open first. Stretch. And bring it down. One more time. Open first. Stretch. And then bring it down. Once again, stretch. Lift up the shoulder. Open the shoulder. Lean back. Relax. Focus on both hands. Center the palm. Bring it in front of you. Bring it on top of you. Now, I know the pain is coming. I know this, but I'm going to confront my pain. I'm not going to escape from my pain. I'm going to turn my hands. I feel the pain. I accept that pain. And I'm going to let go of it. Focus on the center. Spread. Open. I feel the pain. I accept that pain. I'm going to let go of the pain. Open. I feel it. I accept it. I'm going to let it go. One more time. I feel it. I accept it. I'm going to let it go. Stay focused. Now I'm going to turn the hands in the back. Stretch. Bring it back down. In the back. Stretch. And then bring it back down. One more time. Stretch. And then bring it back down. We continue to meditate. That was actually a meditation. That was actually a mindfulness meditation. Typically, we think about mindfulness meditation is when we sit. That's only one of the postures. Human beings are capable of all four postures. One of the animals that I know, the only animal that I know that can know how to walk, how to sit, how to stand, and how to lie down. So we need to maintain mindfulness in all four postures. The difference is when we walk, when we do exercise, we're more mindful of the body. We anchor the mind in the body. When we sit, when we stand, when we lie down, we are mindful of the breath. So let's stay focused on the breath. Let's adjust the posture, stretch your spine, lift up the shoulder, open the shoulder, lean back, relax. Just stay focused on the breath. No, I'm breathing in. Feel that I'm breathing in. No, that I'm breathing out. And breath is what's interesting is that when you finish doing exercise, you first come back to observe your breath. The breath is very rushed. Right? Very rushed. Because as Yogic mentioned, the body is capable of two states. One is called fight or flight, and one is called just and digest. It's how we were developed as a species. We were the first species that knows how to use the thumb, so we were able to break off a branch and walk down the tree to protect ourselves. And we end up with a cave as a shelter. And we were either in the darkness where we were comfortable, or we were outside under the sun where we were in danger. So the body is developed such that when you're in danger, it enters into what's called the sympathetic. When it enters the sympathetic, the body reacts in such a way to be ready to fight or flight. And so when you finish the exercise, you come back to your breath and you realize, wow, your breath is very rough because you were in fight or flight. And so the Chinese believe that it's important that you maintain that balance between the two. And so the Chinese call it yin-yang balance. Yin is the absence of the sun. Yang is under the sun. So one is energetic and one is restorative. It's only that can create the next state of qi. That's the balance. So it's very important that when we finish the exercise, we come back with this. That's why when Tian was teaching, always a meditation in between. So we come back to it. whole lot of time today, so I want to teach you the breathing exercise. This is just the beginning going with the body. So, but I do want to put in a meditation in between, because the meditation that we do, just for the lack of a better word, we call it Chico meditation, is really more about meditating on your diaphragm. We usually think of breathing with the nose. In fact, that's the wrong way. The nose is like the chin. The stomach is actually the belly. So when you look at the blacksmith, it's the bellow that is doing the breathing. The chin just happens to be there. Now, when we were a child, you know, when you see some animal born, they drop on the floor and they stop walking. Human beings doesn't do that. Human beings takes a year before they learn. Not because they don't have muscle, but because the connective tissues are not fully developed. It takes time. But they have one connective tissue that works. That's the diaphragm. So they started breathing inside the mother's womb, not breathing, but they started pumping the nutrients from the mother with the diaphragm. So as soon as they get out, they take an in-breath. They know how to use the diaphragm. It's only later on that, as an adult, we lost that ability and we start to breathe with the upper body, which creates a lot of stress. Okay? So part of what we do is to move it back into the stomach using the diaphragm. That's what this exercise is, to go back to what we call the Dan Ten. Ten means feel, Dan means fire. Okay? So this is the whole point, is how to breathe with this and how to observe the breathing. And how to understand how the breath works. Going up, that's yang, and down, that's yin. Okay? And meditating on that. So you meditate on that for your health, you meditate that for your enlightenment. Same thing. Same thing. Alright, so let's make an attempt on how to do that. You're going to find out it's very difficult. And that's why we need to practice using this. So it's very important that we sit properly. So once again, check legs. Now in Chinese, the 4 postures is sit like a bell. So make sure that when you sit like a bell. You stand like a pine tree. We lie down like a bowl and up. Walk like a wind. So how do you sit like a bell? So imagine your legs are like the pedestal, just a wood frame. And the whole point about sitting properly is not to use any muscle. So today is okay, but in the future, if you cannot sit flat like this, or you cannot put the feet out like this, try to put some pillows and whatever, and blankets, towels, and so you don't lift up your legs, you're not using the muscle. Because when you use muscle, we call it the fire bell. That actually creates some anxiety. When we sit, it's the earth bound, very nice from the ground. Now, we actually divide our body into 7 parts when we sit. This is the first. The second time, hand. So a lot of you like to do hand gesture with it. For now, I don't want to use any muscle. I just want you to relax your hands. Just relax. The third part is your spine. Again, we start at the bottom of the spine. We walk up the spine, we stretch your spine, one joint at a time, as if you're increasing the distance between the joint. Open up the joint until you get to the top of your hip, and then you lean back until you say, "Oh, I'm going to fall." No, you won't fall. Just lean back and then relax. Now you come to your shoulder, you lift up your shoulder, you lift it up, and then you open. You open as if you're squeezing a tennis ball in the back, and then you relax. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. The 5th one is your head. Now when you lean forward like this, you're using your back muscle, and the head is 5. So what you want to do is you want to focus on your forehead and then lean back the forehead. So the ears on top of the shoulder, you're putting the weight of the head, which is about 15-20% of your entire weight, your spine. You're not using any mass. Now you take your chin and you just kind of tuck it in slightly. So the top of the head, the energy point here, is on top of your spine. And then you get to your eyelid. We call that lowering the drape. You lower the drape, you close your eye, but you don't shut it. You relax. You notice that when the baby sleeps, that's how they sleep. When the baby shut the eye, they're not sleeping, they're pretending to sleep. When they sleep, they actually open the eye. You can see it. But they just relax. I want you to learn to relax your eyelid. You can actually see some light coming through the eyelashes. Maybe you can see your knee, your hand. Don't look at them. Just seeing is okay, but don't focus on it. And then very important final step is to take the tip of the tongue and put it behind here, which is where the teeth meets the roof of your mouth. Close your mouth. This is very important for 3 reasons. One, it forces you into the resting edges. Because when you were in fight or flight, when you're under a lot of stress, your body says, whoa, I'm being chased by a wild animal. So I don't need saliva. I'm going to turn off my saliva gland. Because I don't need digestion. I don't need the immunity. I don't need repercussion. So they shut off the saliva gland. So to force yourself into the fight, rest and digest, one way that helps is to put the tip of the tongue behind the teeth, where the teeth meets the roof of your mouth, but relax. Don't push it, just relax. The second reason you do that is when you do have saliva, it goes into your stomach, not to your lungs. You don't choke on it. Finally, that's where the qigong comes in. You're connecting the electrical path. We'll come to that later. Now, once you sit properly, I want you now to just focus on your breathing. The first part is called knowing. I know I'm breathing in, I can feel it. I know I'm breathing out. Once you know that you're breathing, it's important now to anchor your mind. Where do you anchor your mind? You anchor it on your belly button. When I know that I'm breathing in, I open my stomach as if I'm pushing the belly button forward. When I know that I'm breathing out, I collapse my stomach as if I'm bringing my belly button back. It's going to be very difficult for you because you've never done this before. But that's okay. This is just a reference point. Later on, we're going to practice pranayama. So let's just do that for 3 minutes. Right? Not that much, just 3 minutes. Just give you a taste. Sit up straight, stretch your spine, lift up the shoulder, open the shoulder, lean back, relax the shoulder, lean back the forehead, tuck in the chin, close your eyes. Focus on the breath, one breath at a time. Know that I'm breathing in, relax the stomach. Go forward. Know I'm breathing out, collapse in the stomach. Go back. One breath at a time. Know I'm breathing in, stomach forward. Know I'm breathing out, belly button back. Okay? Right, let's do that for 3 minutes. Just a practice, just a taste. The simple exercise actually has a lot of benefit, a lot of health benefit. It's actually been proven by Western medical scientists that when you breathe like this, moving your diaphragm, you actually cycle between the two sympathetic systems. You cycle between the two autonomous systems. When you breathe in, your heart rate actually goes up. You enter into the fight or flight. When you breathe out, your heart rate goes down. And you enter into the parasympathetic, the rest in the chest. And the study, there are many studies now. One of the studies actually shows that by breathing like this, you're restoring the harmony, you're restoring the balance between your autonomic system. It reduces inflammation. You can actually lose weight because you're using the water. You can actually solve some of the emotional problems. You can actually heal dementia because it's all related to. It can even help with autoimmune system, autoimmune problem, like the skin problem. It's actually a very good practice. It's a 1,000-year-old practice called microcosmic orbit. This is the first step. This is called the mindful of the breath to cultivate the chi. The chi is actually now here, which is just static electricity because you're pumping, you're massaging the small intestines, which are gates electric, so the generating some static electricity is right here. So the next step, we're going to cycle that through our body. We're going to cycle that through our spine and then bring it back. Okay? That's why we do it right here, because it's become part of the exercise. So let's continue for 3 minutes and then we're going to do the routine. I want you to focus now on the body. I want you to try to put yourself back into that pranayama position. Sitting properly, focusing on your 7 points. You sit like a bell, which means that the legs and the hands are the pedestal, and your spine is like the clapper inside the belt. So it needs to hang on the ceiling. So you stretch it as hard as you can as if you're hanging your spine as a ceiling. You lean back so that the bell, the clapper, is not leaning forward, it's not leaning back, it's right at the center where it's supposed to be. And you lift up your shoulder, you relax your shoulder, lean back your forehead, tuck in your chin, close your eyes, and then the tip of the tongue behind the teeth and the roof of the mouth. Now come back to the breath. You don't need to anchor it now on your stomach. I want you to come back to the beginning, which is, I can actually feel my stomach moving a little. I can feel that I'm breathing out. So stay with that. I want you now anchor your mind on the bottom of your spine. As you feel that you're breathing in, I want you to climb up the spine, from the bottom of your spine towards the top of the head. Stretch your spine as you do that. When you get to the top of your head and you start to breathe out, I want you to come from the top of your head to your forehead, to the bridge of your nose, to the tongue, coming back towards the belly button. As you do that, I want you to lean back and relax. As you breathe in, you go from the bottom of your spine to the top of your head, you stretch your spine as you do that. As you breathe out, you come from the top, through the nose, to the tip of the nose, through the tongue, back to the belly button, and relax. Let's do that for 3 minutes. Okay, all right. So even for 3 minutes, it's really difficult to stay focused. It's very difficult to stay focused. The mind is something always less. If it's not focused on the body, not focused on the breath, where is it? There are only two places where the mind can go. One is in the past and one is in the future. But the past is the past. You still hear about somebody who said something to you that hurt you, somebody you saw this morning that didn't look right. But they're already gone. You should stay with the feeling. It doesn't make sense. So mindfulness, the full foundation of mindfulness, one is with the foundation of feeling. Except here is really more about the sensation. Feel it, accept it, just let it go. Don't get attached to it. If you're attached to pain, you become suffering. The other place where we can go is in the future. The future is the future. So when we get ready to come, Van, who was supposed to be here, but he's with his family, he says, oh, last week I was there. I spent 2 hours cleaning the walkway. The homeless were there, they urinate, they have cracks, they have, so be careful. Maybe you get there, you might have to do it. So, lots of things changes between now and tomorrow. I'll deal with it when I get there. I'm not going to think about it. So let's put on the practice. It's to stay focused on the present. Right? Because most of us don't even know that we're breathing. Don't even know that we're walking. So this is the thing, when you walk, stay focused on the body. When you sit, stay focused on the breath. The world changes. There's a whole new world out there waiting for you. And you stay focused. Okay? Alright, so we have time. So we're going to just have a taste of this breathing exercise that was taught by my master, who happens to be a Tai Chi master, a medical doctor, a traditional medical doctor, and a monk. Alright, so let's just quickly do some more joint exercise. Remember we talked about the wrist, the elbow, the shoulder? Okay, let's do the knee, right? Just like Tim was doing. Except that we're going to focus now, and we're going to feel the change of our mind as we do this. I don't want my mind wandering around. What happens, right? Don't worry about it. Just focus here and now. Okay, now we're going to go the other way. Feel the change in your knee as you turn. Right? Okay, now we're going to go to the knee. And just rotate one at a time. And then the other one at a time. And just make sure that we've got the blood circulation going because you've been sitting. Now let's do to the left. One turn at a time. But again, I don't want you to just turn the body. I want you to focus on it and examine the change. And the other one. Okay, so now we're going to have to do the hip. So there's one way to do the hip. Is stand on the right foot. We'll put our hands in front. We bring back, come on. We bring back to the left foot. And we form a straight line between the heel, the knee, the hip, and the shoulder. And turn. Come on, let's do it. Let's do it. All the way. And then we move back and then relax. Second time, come on, let's do it. Now notice my toes are up because I'm pivoting on it. Oh, I can't turn anymore. Okay, that's good. Now, one more time. You gotta turn that way. You gotta turn that hip because later on we're gonna need to use it. And then I'll do the other way. So put that, stand on the left foot. Bring back on the right foot, we form that straight line, we turn, we keep turning, Come on, you guys can do it. And then forward, relax. Second time, keep turning, forward, and relax. One last time, keep turning, forward, and relax. Okay, now we're ready. Okay. Now, this one, I'm going to do 4 forms. And the first one is very simple. First, we're going to stand properly, open the shoulder, lift up the spine. Now we're going to focus on the center of the palm. Bring it up. 1, bring it towards you. 2, bring it down, lower knee. center of my palm, nowhere else. Breathe out. Okay, now we're gonna continue. Then we're gonna cross the hand, bring it up high enough so you can see it. And we're gonna open up, breathe out. Don't stop in the middle, all the way up. And then bring it back in, breathe in. And breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more time. Breathe in. Breathe out. And don't stop in the middle, okay? The whole point of this exercise is that you don't stop in the middle because you open up the chest cave. And when you get to the end, you continue to breathe. Well, where are you going to get the air? The lung is already expanded. Where are you going to get the air? There's no other place except you have the diaphragm has to rise. Okay? It's all training the diaphragm. Okay? Okay, now I'm going to stand for 1 minute. We're going to do a standing meditation now. Remember what I said? You stand like a puncher. So imagine that you still like a tree. So what do you have to do? You have to do two things. One is that you have to grow some roots. Okay? Stand firmly. Second is that the rest of the tree has to be flexible. So loosen up your knees slightly so you're not standing on them. And now we're going to focus on the breath. Long breathing in. 1 minute. Your mind says, no, I'm not doing this. Your mind drift off, either going to the past or the future, doesn't matter. You ask your mind, can you come back, please? Just one breath, okay? Come back, one breath. Breathe in, and breathe out. Your mind says, no, I'm done. I want to leave now. And you say, no, let's do one more, please. Okay, one more. Breathe in. And breathe out. Again. Breathe in. One breath at a time. Breathe it out. Okay, now we're going to move to the second form. The second form is called balloon breathing. So, first of all, we put the right foot forward. We stand up, we lean back so the toes are up. We're looking at the ceiling 45 feet. Now we bring up a hand. I can bring it high enough you can see where the point line. I'm going to roll forward, embrace myself. Notice my heel is up on the right, on the left, on the left. And then I'm going to open back up. Toes are up. As I move forward, I breathe in. As I go back, I breathe out. I don't stop. I wow. And then I relax. Let the body breathe in by itself. And then breathe out. Now try to keep the body straight so you're not hunching, not putting pressure on the lung. That's how you train your diaphragm. Okay? Breathe out. Pull up your body, following the center of your palm. Then, let's do it one more time. Come on. Breathe this. Breathe in. And breathe out. Okay, now focus on the hand. Bring it down. Move from the hand to the bottom of the feet. 1, 2. Go to the proper standing position. Roots with the bottom of the feet. Loosening the knees so the tree is flexible. Now focus on the breath, one breath at a time. No, and breathe in. No, let's do another one. Okay, now to the left. Left foot forward, lean back, looking at the ceiling, toes are up, bringing my hands high enough I can see it in the corner of my eye. I roll forward without bending my back. I breathe in. I roll back, looking at the ceiling, I breathe out. Breathe in. I breathe out. I don't stop a minute, I keep breathing out. And then just relax, let the body breathe in first. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more time. Breathe in. I breathe out. Lower my hand. Go from my hand to my foot. Back to the standing position. I stand like a pine tree. Focus on your breath. Know each breath has a beginning, and each breath has an end. To commit myself from the beginning, I observe my breathing from the beginning to the end. And then when I get to the end, I commit to another one breath at a time. Okay, now the third form is called the butterfly. It gets more sophisticated as we go. This one, I'm going to stand, and you might want to adjust a little bit, okay, before we complete. And I'm going to stand, relax, looking straight ahead. I'm going to lift up my hand, following the center of my palm. It's called a butterfly. So I lower my hand, I lower my knee, straight down. And then I raise my hand, I raise my heel, I follow the center of my palm until the back of the hand is touching. When I come down, I breathe in my hand. When I go up, I breathe out, I don't stop. And I breathe in. Stay focused. Breathe out. Breathe in. One more time. Breathe in. Breathe out. Focus on the center of your palm. Bring it down slowly. Roll your heel. Back to the standing position. Close your eye. Focus on the breath. One breath at a time. Every time your breath drifts away, every time the mind drifts away, just ask your mind gently. Don't get upset. Just ask your mind, please come back. One more. Just one breath at a time. Now, this is the last form, only foot forward. So again, right foot forward, this time we just stand perfectly still, perfectly straight like this. Imagine there's a water wheel in front of you, nice big one. Now focus on the center of your palm, bring your hand on the outside of the water wheel to the front, to the top. Bring it down, lower your knee. Lower your knee, put your hands on the outside. Looking straight ahead in the center of the water wheel and push. Bring up the the top of the warrior, breathe in, breathe out. There's no Tai Chi. Breathe in. Except that this is what the master called this no thinking Tai Chi. I just want to feel it. I don't want to judge it. I don't want to look at anyone. I don't even look at myself. Just going to feel my joints, from the wrist to the elbow, to the shoulder, to the hip, to the knee, to the heel. One at a time. Feel the change in the body. Then open my shoulder, go down, look straight ahead, push all the center of your palm. One more time. Breathe in, breathe out. Bring it back. Very slowly, very mindfully, from the center of your palm to the bottom of your feet. And a minute of standing meditation. One breath at a time. It gets easier and easier, right? We're making progress. This is the last one. Continue, left foot forward, staying straight, looking straight ahead, see the water wheel in front of you. Focus on the center of your palm, bring it in front of the water wheel, bring it on top of the water wheel, bring it back down, and then look straight ahead, push through the center of the water wheel. Then, open your shoulder, and then now. It's important that you just feel the change in your body without judging. Right? There's no such thing as good, right, good, or wrong. Don't look at each other. Don't look at me. Just focus within, without. Now, some of you are too young to remember or even know of the movie Karate Kid. I'm talking about part one. Where Mr. Miyagi said to the kid, "Go wash my car." Wax on, wax off. That's it. No complication, just wax on, wax off. One more time. Okay. Alright, now focus on the center of the palm, bring it back. Bring it from the center of the palm to the bottom of the foot. And then one last 1 minute standing meditation. You can do this. You can do this. One breath at a time. Okay, now we're going to do some sitting meditation. So very mindfully, go get your yoga block or your pillow, or if you just want to sit on the yoga mat. But very mindful. You sit down, you adjust the sitting posture, starting from your legs, to your hands, to your spine, to your shoulder, to your forehead and chin, to your eyelid, and then finally to your tongue, back to the beginning. I know I'm breathing in, I can feel it now. My stomach opens on its own and everything. It has some muscle in. I can feel that I'm breathing out. My stomach collapses a little. Now I'm going to focus on the lower part of my spine. As I breathe in, I go from the bottom of my spine up the spine towards the top. Let's stretch my spine. Feel the energy in my spine. As I breathe out, I lean back, I relax. I feel the lightness in my body as I breathe in, stretch. It's very important to stretch. I breathe out, I lean back, and relax. It's very important you do that. Breathe in, stretch. Breathe out, and lean back, and relax. Now take my word for it. If you practice this for some time, you actually feel some energy rising in your spine as you breathe in. That's the time when we switch to something called wandering dragon chasing the pearl. The pearl is the chi that rises in your spine, and now you're the dragon. The dragon always follows the pearl. Let the pearl go first. Let your body breathe in and you follow it up. And when you get to the top of the head, you don't stop. It's as if the dragon sees the cloud on top of your head, as in the dragon's ancestral home. So the dragon goes up to the top of the cloud, you go up as high as you can, and you look down to this point. And when you breathe out, the dragon comes back, you lean back, and relax until you get to your stomach. You breathe in, you feel the energy rising in your spine, you follow the spine, you don't stop at the head, the top of the head, you don't stop at the brain. You let it go as high as you can. You go back at this point. You breathe out, and back relax. Okay? Just take my word for it. We do that for 5 minutes and then we have lunch. Okay, all right. So I have a son and a daughter. My son is the younger one. He is 34, 35 now. Back in the days when he was just finished high school, we used to travel a lot. And one time we found ourselves in a camp in East. And our job is to climb Kilimanjaro. He did the climbing, I did the crawling. It was, I don't know how I made it back alive, but the point is that when you climb a mountain, especially Kilimanjaro, there are like 11 different routes you can take. Some takes longer, cost more, but it's safe because you have time to acclimate. Some are more adventurous, it requires more technical skill. And some are more scenic. All these different routes you choose. So you pick one. And it's a real struggle to get up to the top of the mountain. There's no way back because the path is not designed for both directions. Once you commit, you gotta get to the top. There's no way down. Except when you get to the top. And so when you climb, you think that this is the only path. And you think that your experience is the only experience. When you get to the top, you look down and say, oh, all these 11 paths, they come to the same place. So that's how I want you to think about yoga, qigong, tai chi, mindfulness meditation, vipassana, zen, all these are just different. And when you're in the middle of it, they look different. When you get to the top, they're the same. So rather than thinking that are we here for yoga, are we here for tai chi, are we here? It doesn't matter. You come here because you think of this as the retreat, as a sanctuary, or you think of this as the way I like to put it, a good camp. So the question is, what's the difference? Well, we all try to achieve the same thing, which is find peace and harmony. Harmony in your body, harmony in your mind, harmony in your spirit. When you find that, it's called peace. So if you think of this as a retreat, as a sanctuary, you're saying to yourself that this is an escape from reality. I need this. I need to charge on my back. So you take an hour, hour and a half of your life, from all the things that you could have done. And he says, I just want to recharge my battery, give me a chance to give myself a chance to recover from all these feelings. That's one of the things. But that's not what Buddha taught. Buddha didn't teach you so that you can think of this as a retreat or a virtue. So that's the difference. I call this a good camp. This is where you sharpen your knife so that you can confront the reality of the world and find peace there. That's the difference. That's the true Buddhist teaching. Is the how to confront the hate, the violence, the inequity, the division, and not to be consumed. And find peace in the middle of that. And it doesn't matter whether it's yoga, tai chi, meditation, or whatever. What matters is that you get to the top. Okay? Namaste. We'll see you next week, and Tina and I will do our very best. Okay? Right? All right, so let's we leave it here, get ready for lunch, to come back and take this. You don't need to come back, some of us will come back, okay?